This is Mission Control Houston, bringing you live coverage this morning of the approach and docking of Cargo Dragon to the International Space Station. You currently see a live view inside the International Space Station Flight Control Room. We're currently in between satellites and we'll have feed and live footage of Dragon's approach as we get the signal back to the You're currently seeing a live view of SpaceX Mission Control Room in Hawthorne, California, where joint operations with Mission Control Houston has begun. Cargo Dragon is proceeding towards a planned docking time this morning of 2:41 a.m. Central Time, 3:41 a.m. Eastern Time. Before our coverage began, Dragon did complete a mid-course burn and pass waypoint 0. Cargo Dragon launched Tuesday, December 21st at 4 a.m. Central Time, 4:06 a.m. Central Time, marking its 24th commercial resupply services mission to the International Space Station. Cargo Dragon launched from Complex 39A at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida to deliver over 6,500 pounds of new science investigations, supplies, and equipment for the International Space Station crew. and we are now currently seeing some live views as Dragon continues his approach. You will hear some chatter coming down on Space to Ground throughout the broadcast today. NASA astronauts Rasha Chari and Tom Marshburn are currently inside the cupola aboard the International Space Station monitoring Cargo Dragon's approach. And back here in Mission Control Houston, flight controllers on console are being led by Flight Director Pooja Jasarani. Again, Dragon is in its approach and rendezvous phase for docking to the International Space Station, and Dragon conducted a series of burns over the last day to get it where it is now, just about 325 meters away from the International Space Station. Those burns consisted of a series of phase burns, boost burns, and co-elliptic burns that have maneuvered Dragon to where it is now, just below the station in its final approach for docking. Cargo Dragon is on track for an updated docking time for 2:41 a.m. Central Time, 3:41 a.m. Eastern Time, running just about 40 minutes ahead of schedule. 50 minutes ahead of schedule. Before our coverage started today, teams in Mission Control Houston and SpaceX teams in Hawthorne, California, conducted a go/no-go poll for the approach initiation burn. The teams were all a go for the approach initiation burn, which took place right before our coverage began. The approach initiation mid-course burn was one of the last major burns to be completed, the approach and docking phase of the mission. The burn sped up Cargo Dragon to get it to the approach ellipsoid, which is an imaginary sphere around the International Space Station that formally begins integrated operations between the teams here in Mission Control Houston and the teams in Hawthorne. Integrated operations have since been underway between the teams here in Mission Control Houston and the teams in SpaceX Mission Control in Hawthorne, California. You're currently seeing live views of Dragon's approach from a HD camera on the outside of the International Space Station. After Dragon hit its approach initiation burn, it also completed another milestone, which is waypoint 0, 400 meters below the International Space Station on what's called the R-bar, which really goes directly up and down in terms of altitude from the space station. Waypoint 0 is just outside what's called the Keep Out Sphere. After waypoint 0, Cargo Dragon will swing out in front of the International Space Station, maintaining its distance outside of the Keep Out Sphere to a point called waypoint 1, which is just 220 meters directly in front of the docking access of the Harmony module. If everything looks good at waypoint 1, Dragon will continue through waypoint 1 to inside the keep out sphere. After that joint go no go poll from the teams here in Mission Control Houston and SpaceX teams in Hawthorne, California, they'll continue through waypoint 1 and hold at waypoint 2, just 10 meters away from the International Space Station. The hold is just a matter of minutes. They'll hold to make sure everything is lined up between Cargo Dragon and the International Space Station, and it will resume from waypoint 2 to its contact position for capture, now scheduled for 2:41 a.m. Central Time.
Station Houston on Spaceground 2 for Raja and Tom. Houston and Station are go for Dragon to approach 20 meters. We are passing waypoint 1.
Copy. Go for approach to 20 meters, and we see it passing, and we've got good camera views as well.
Copy, good camera views.
And that was a call from Capcom Michael Ellsworth to the crew. That's Rajachari and Tom Marshburn in the cupola. That Cargo Dragon has just passed waypoint 1, and it is go for the 20-meter hold. Again, NASA astronauts Rajachari and Tom Marshburn are inside the cupola right now monitoring Dragon's approach this morning. They have a tool called the RPOP, or Rendezvous Proximity Operations Program, that'll provide telemetry through a link called C2V2, Common Communications for Visiting Vehicles, that link between the International Space Station and Cargo Dragon, providing data and telemetry. You're currently seeing great views of the International Space Station that is coming from Cargo Dragon. There are currently 7 crew members living and working aboard the station. Expedition 66 consists of Raja Chari, Tom Marshburn, Mark Vandehei, Kayla Barron of NASA, Pyotr Dubrov, Anton Skaplarov of Roscosmos. Again, this is a view from Dragon of the ISS. You can start to make out the features of the station, the solar arrays on the right and left. Again, there are 7 members currently living and working aboard the station. We have Raja Chari, Tom Marshburn, Mark Vandehei, and Kayla Barron of NASA. We have Pyotr Dubrov, Anton Skaplarov of Roscosmos, and Matthias Maurer of the European Space Agency. Once Cargo Dragon arrives to the station, it will dock to the Harmony module on the space-facing side of the stations and will join another Crew Dragon. It will join Crew Dragon Endurance, being the second Dragon to dock. Cargo Dragon now about 65 meters away from the station. If you're just joining us, this is Mission Control Houston bringing you live coverage this morning of the approach and docking of Cargo Dragon to the International Space Station. You're currently seeing a live view inside the International Space Station Flight Control Room. Cargo Dragon is looking for a docking time today, an updated docking time of 2:41 a.m. Central Time, 3:41 a.m. Eastern Time. Everything is still looking good for an approach and docking this morning. We do have an updated docking time of 2:41 a.m. Central Time. Dragon is currently holding at about 20-meter mark, making sure that everything's go before it finish its final approach.
Houston Station on 2 from the cupola. We see Dragon in hold, and it looks like it's solid in the corridor.
We copy that you see it in hold, so we need you in step 4, reviewing step 5 and 6, and we'll stand by for when you're ready for docking.
And that was the crew confirming that they have seen Cargo Dragon at its next milestone, waypoint 2, which is a 20-meter hold away from the station. Roger Chari and Tom Marshburn are still in the cupola monitoring Dragon's approach this morning.
I copied that you saw hold. Based on that, we see you in step 4, reviewing step 5 and 6, and we'll be standing by for you're ready for docking.
Copy, yep, we've reviewed steps 5 and 6. I think we may have had a short LOS, and we are ready for docking.
We copy. You're ready for docking. We're going to wait a couple minutes here for lighting, and we'll let you know when we get started.
And that was Capcom Michael Ellsworth telling the crew that we are go for docking, but we are waiting on preferred lighting conditions. And again, Cargo Dragon is looking for an updated docking time of 2:41 a.m. Central Time. Next up will be waypoint 2 departure to close in for contact and capture. We should see that departure just a few minutes from now. This is Mission Control Houston. If you're just joining us, we're bringing you live coverage this morning of the approach and docking of Cargo Dragon to the International Space Station. We have an updated docking time for Cargo Dragon at 2:41 a.m. Eastern Time, just about 5 minutes from now. That's 2:41 a.m. Central Time, about 5 minutes from now.
Station Houston on 2. Dragon is resuming approach and is go for docking. Monitor per steps 5 and 6 in 1.102. And for the rest of our crew members, the exercise constraint is in place.
And station copies, exercise constraint is in place. We see a good transition to approach the docking port and good alignment in the camera views. It looks like it's in the corridor.
Copy in the corridor and good camera views.
And you just heard.
Increasing range and good RDOT.
Copy. We concur.
And you just heard Capcom confirm with the crew that we have good lighting conditions and Dragon is now again in approach and docking to ready for docking to the International Space Station, just about 13 meters away from the International Space Station. And Dragon is currently 5 meters away from the International Space Station. Dragon is 2 meters away.
Two meters, chop.
Copy. Crew, hands off.
One meter away. And that's soft capture complete at 2:41 a.m. Central Time.
2, Dragon contact and soft capture complete.
Copy, soft capture.
Again, confirmed contact and soft capture confirmed at 2:41 a.m. Central Time as the International Space Station and Cargo Dragon were flying 265 statute miles over the South Pacific Ocean.
Station Houston, ring retraction in progress.
Station copies.
The soft capture ring is now retracting.
And Houston Station on 2, we say both undocking complete sensors have gone out and starting our timer.
Houston copies and concurs. Station Houston, ring retraction is complete. Docking sequence is holding for MCS reconfiguration.
Station copies.
We are currently standing by as Dragon undergoes some final steps for hard capture. This is the first. We just had the retraction of the soft capture ring. There are also 12 hooks that will drive to maintain a hard mate with the International Space Station.
Station Houston, MCS is configured. We are proceeding with hook driving.
Copy, and we see the same, and proceeding with hook driving.
Currently driving 12 hooks that will maintain a hard mate with the International Space Station. That will be the final milestone before Cargo Dragon is officially docked to the International Space Station. We have soft capture and we're looking for that hard mate with 12 hooks driving.
And Houston Station on 2, just wanted to confirm we are showing we'd be complete with corrections for 1.102 and that you no longer need us in the cupola.
That's affirmative. I'll be giving you a call here shortly just to let you know when hard capture is complete, and at that point we'll lift exercise. So stand by for that call, but we don't need you monitoring anymore in 1.102.
All right, copy. Thank you.
Station Houston on 2, hard capture complete. This means our exercise constraint is lifted. Tom was go for tool teardown. And for Raja, you can take 5 minutes. We're going to do some umbilicals before we're ready for your pressurization part 1.
And we copy. We're go for exercise again. Tom's go for teardown, and I'll give you about 5 minutes, and you'll let me know when you're ready for 3.100.
Good readback.
Houston Station. A question for the shutters constraints. Are these also lifted?
Negative. That constraint's in place for 90 minutes after contact. I'll get you an exact time here shortly.
Thank you.
And we have confirmation of hard capture is complete. Cargo Dragon has now made it to the International Space Station. Hatches are expected to open later today to access some of that science and cargo on board Dragon. We confirmed contact and soft capture for Cargo Dragon at 2:41 a.m. Central Time as the International Space Station and Cargo Dragon were flying 265 statute miles over the South Pacific Ocean. With Cargo Dragon successfully docked to the International Space Station, that'll wrap up our coverage this morning. This is Mission Control Houston.